Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. Thanks to the guys over at Robot Kingdom. I'm taking a look at the Iron Factory IF-EX04 City Commander. That's their interpretation of Ultra Magnus. Now the Iron Factory figures are a Legends scale, kind of Cybertronian, Fall of Cybertron inspired figure range. This is the first figure I've got from their set. I've already had him out of the box, I've already played them a little bit, and to be honest with you, I am extremely impressed. I'm definitely going to be getting more from the Iron Factory range. The fact that today they announced they're doing the Dinobots, pretty much ripped direct from the IDW comics, they look insane. Take a quick look at the box. It's a nice open window there. We've got Iron Factory and City Commander. Side there we've got him in a very kind of militarian pose, just kind of pointing his gun to nowhere. On the back there we've got City Commander in his bot, his vehicle, and he's got various cannons on the side here. Nice little kind of schematic thing happening in the background there as well. This is the Weibo scan, so you can scan that in and go direct to the Iron Factory Weibo page. Vehicle mode on that side, City Commander on top, info on the bottom. Let's get him out. Out of the box, he comes packaged in this. He's got this kind of plastic sheet over the front here, and to be honest with you, the black plastic material is awful. Absolutely awful. It's very, very paper thin, and mine's already started to break. I mean, it's enough to hold everything into place and keep everything secure, but it's just a very, very thin plastic. You take the front sheet off, and we have, by all intents and purposes, Magnus in all his glory. Straighten him up. We have his gun in the front here as well, like so. Then if we remove this horrible, nasty, nasty black sheet, move that out of the way, we then have the rest of the weapons. We've got a couple of massive great shield shoulder blaster things here. We've got his hammer, possibly the Forge of Solace, not entirely sure which variation of the hammer that is, but it's a hammer nonetheless. And then we get two big black rifles as well. Quite substantially bigger than the white blaster, but still very good nonetheless. Let's take a closer look. Taking a look at the accessories that come with him, the things I love about the Iron Factory sets, you get so many bits and pieces, you can just spread them out across all of your figures. I've seen, I think it was Uranus DD on Weibo. His pictures are outstanding, you have to check him out. He's on Facebook as well. I think it's Uranus DD on Facebook. But he's got pictures of this guy up there, and he's modelled alongside the DX9 War and Pocket figures, and they all look absolutely outstanding together. Obviously, you can take these sections off, so you've got separate guns, you've got another little gun in there, you can have this as a shield shoulder pad, you've got separate rocket launchers, you get these guns as well. Really nice detailing on those guns, all made of a very, very firm plastic. Comparable possibly to the likes of the DX9 figures actually. Very, very solid and robust. Feels very professionally made. You've got his white blaster. There's been some confusion regarding these blasters. I received a white one. I've seen a lot of people that have a black one. I don't have a black one in this set. And they don't have, the people that have taken pictures of the black one don't take pictures of the white one. So I'm wondering if it's if there's a specific model that has the white and one has the black, I'm not entirely sure. But it's the same goes with the hammer. They have a black handle for the hammer, and I have the white handle. So I don't know whether it's a change in the production run. I'm not entirely sure, but I do prefer the white. That's my personal preference. Again, we get another gun, another one of these shield sections. So you've got various weapons that we can load up on the gorgeous Magnus. I mean, considering the scale of this guy, I mean, he's what, 5 inches tall? Perfectly scaled for your Legends figures. Look at the attention to detail. That is absolutely outstanding. And he weighs more than half of the Voyager figures we get from Hasbro. He's got some real heft to him. He really, really has. They've done a really nice job. I love the figures they're bashing out at the moment. They really do have that very Cybertronian vibe to them. And these are small. You can pack a whole series of these on a shelf. Whereas you'd normally only get, say, 2-3 Voyagers. I think that's a great touch because not everybody has the space for their collection. Let's take a look at Articulation. The head does move down slightly. It can move up slightly. It can rotate a full 360 degrees, although it's on a very, very tight joint. The arms go up and down. They go all the way around. And we also have, because there's a ball in there, we have some forward and back rolling motion on there as well. And you can unpeg that as well and have them brought all the way forward, but that's part of the transformation. You have a swivel at the bicep, and you have a nice 90-degree bend at the elbow. There is rotation on the fist, although it is very, very tight there. And there is some clearance issues as you begin to rotate it all the way round. So it is slightly hindered, but there's definitely rotation there. The waist does rotate, which is what the Hasbro Combiner Wars Magnus was missing. He didn't have that waist rotation. That really frustrated me. There is some back kibble there, but it doesn't really hinder the movement of that waist at all. The legs can move this far forwards. And again, just adjusting that kibble on the back there, you can get a really nice range of motion going backwards as well. He can almost do the Van Damme splits. You can manoeuvre the legs slightly to get them all the way up, but that does then work this ball jointed thigh quite loose. You obviously have a rotation at that thigh as well on a separate joint. Can you see that moving just inside there? You have a nice deep bend at the knee. And if you come down to the feet, we have a nice rocking pivot there, and we have a nice subtle forward and backwards motion. But that's plenty to get him in a really great action pose. The hammer that comes with him, you just lift up this section here, slide this into his hand, and then slide the handle back down. And mine's a little bit loose here. This stuff all does come apart, so you can put them on in different positions. Mine doesn't want to quite tab in just properly. There's a very small gap there, which does make the hammer tip a little bit loose, but it does still fit nicely in his hand and does look extremely nice on display. I mean, that's a good hammer, isn't it? I do like that. A lot of people said they didn't like the Combiner Wars hammer. It just looked like a couple of guns stuck together. And I think they've got away with this one. I think this one works a bit better than that one. Of course, I like to display him with his white gun. Very reminiscent of the G1 toy. But of course, we also have peg holes on the arms, on the back of the rockets. We have them on the legs. So you can pretty much decide where you'd like to display the additional weapons if you don't want to give them to other bots. The holes are quite tight on the arm, and you do have to apply a fair bit of force to get those pushed in. Let's stick the guns in the back of the rockets. It's basically a mix and match. You can do whatever you want with these. Oh dear. Oh, what does he look like? Let's break this one up. Let's put rockets on his forearms, like so, and then we could put maybe shields on his legs. Kind of armor him up to the teeth, can't we? And then he can. Where can we put these? Let's have a look. What other holes do we have? Have I used up most of the spaces now? One on the inside of his turrets. Yep, there we go. One there. Let's put this one over here. And then we've still got some left over. Can we fit on the top of the forge. Is there a hole there that can go in? There you go, look, that'll fit on there like so. You get the gist. Look at the state of that. You get the idea. You can load him up. Still very well balanced, very robust. Might be slightly more difficult to pose now because he's quite one-sided. No, there we go. He still poses. Very solid figure. In the spirit of Vangelis, he's not going to break at all. Very professional, very well made. Here he is alongside some similar scale figures. Obviously these are the Legends scale Huffer and Powerglide. We've also got the Sentinel Optimus Prime pen there as well. They all fit together really nicely, and don't they look absolutely incredible. As you can see, the weapons that come with City Commander are perfectly scaled to fit in the Legend's hands. Unfortunately, they don't fit in Sentinel's hands. He does have those smaller pegs. And here he is next to Metroplex's foot. Yeah. Now let's get our wonderful City Commander changed up into his vehicle mode. The first thing you want to do is you want to remove his shoulder missiles. Pop that out and pop that out. Now these were very tight to begin with, and they are still leaving a little bit of paint residue. If you look, there's a bit of blue paint on there. They were in there tight, very tight. Facing his head forwards, you can then flip the back section up. That's going to form the cab. That's going to flip all the way up and over his head. Lovely clearance there. And tab in. And then you want to fold the front section of the cab down and click that into place. You can then untab these arms, flip and rotate them over. Do the same on this side, flip and rotate that over, and then tab the two forearm sections together. It's a very simplistic transformation, but kind of reminds me of something like kind of the titanium era, that sort of transformation. With the legs, you want to pull this back joint out here, slide that all the way down. You then want to lift the leg up and bend at the knee like so. And there's a tab there where the fist is, and that's going to hold on to that knee joint. You can then untab this section on the foot, fling that round, and if you see there is a tab here and a tab there, that's going to locate nicely. He says, bish bash dibble dibble dosh dosh, yeah, loads and loads of money. That's going to tab in like so. So the arms are tabbed in and that's tabbed in. As you can see, you do have these fake wheels on here. I was kind of hoping they were all rolling wheels. These couple here kind of roll. These ones are fake as well. I understand why they've done that just for a toy this size. It's probably all to do with cost, etc. But yeah, you know me, I like wheels that roll. Do the same with this, just tab these two legs together, like so. Nicely done. And flip this open, and that again is going to tab in to that section here. Now bring in your rockets again, just poke those into the holes at the front. So we've got the front facing G1-esque rockets, like so. And then, you know, we had the top of the hammer. Basically all I've done, I've unfolded it, taken it off, and you're going to fold it back on itself. And there's these tabs either side, one here and one on this side. And there's two locating tabs on the top here. Slide that down like so and like so, and that's all tabbed in. And there we have him. I'm not entirely sure if there's storage for this section under here. Again, you've got your various holes, so you can plug your weapons in, so you can have your cannons kind of facing outwards, etc., and load him up as best you please. But I actually like him in just his vehicle mode. I think that's a very nice, sleek, and again I refer back to the titanium era, kind of the War Within. I think it looks very reminiscent of that, and I really love that kind of thing. I love this Fall of Cybertron kind of inspired generation of toys that we're getting. Again, he looks extremely good with the rest of the Legends. I would have liked more Legends kind of based on that Fall of Cybertron era. I think Shapeshift Inc. are bringing out some Legends inspired by Fall of Cybertron as well. Can't wait for those. That's what he looks like with Minimus Animus, Mini Magnus. And here he is with his big Combiner Wars brother. I'll be honest with you, I love it. I think it's a fantastic toy. It's not without its faults. I think the paint applications are probably a little bit too thick. I love the kind of the metallic blue they've mixed in with the normal blue plastic. Obviously there is some marks here, there and everywhere I keep transforming it, but it's such a robust figure. It looks outstanding and it's going to look magnificent on display. Honestly, cannot wait to get the rest of these. Who have they done? They've done Blaster, they've done Wingblade, they've announced the Dinobots, they've done Slammer to go with Metroplex, and Six Gun, I think, as well, haven't they? They're coming out with some really great figures. I can't wait to buy more. I can't recommend these guys enough. They are perfect value for money. Thanks again to the guys over at Robot Kingdom. If you like this toy, please make sure you click through the link in the description below, which takes you through to the Robot Kingdom page. And until next time, from myself and City Commander, thanks for watching. Goodbye.